Are you ready to hear the truth no one warned you about? Because starting from July 1, 2025, millions of elderly drivers across the UK are waking up to a harsh new reality, without any warning, without any public consultation, and without any mercy. We're talking about legally enforced driving license changes that directly affect every driver aged 70 and over. And it's not just a routine update. It's a full-blown system overhaul, one that could end your driving freedom overnight. And worst of all, most people still have no idea these changes even happened. Welcome to Pensioners Power, your trusted source for everything you need to know about pensions, retirement planning, and financial wellness. Here, we cover the latest news, expert insights, and essential updates to help you maximize your retirement years. Whether it's understanding pension schemes, making the most of your savings, or staying informed about financial changes, you're in the right place. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an important update. Now, let's jump right into today's topic. For decades, drivers in the UK who reached the age of 70 were expected to renew their license every 3 years. It was a manageable process. Tick a few boxes, confirm you're fit to drive, and send it off to the DVLA. But that long-standing tradition, it's gone. As of July 1, 2025, drivers aged 70 and over are now legally required to renew their driving license every single year. Yes, annually. That means every 12 months, your right to drive will be reviewed, questioned, and potentially revoked. And here's the part they're not telling you. This isn't just about checking a form. It's now a medical minefield. From now on, every driver over 70 must submit a comprehensive health declaration to the DVLA every single year. And this declaration is not optional. You must now disclose any medical condition that could potentially affect your ability to drive, including diabetes, heart disease, cataracts, and glaucoma, memory loss or early signs of dementia, sleep apnea or insomnia, arthritis, back pain, or mobility issues, mental health concerns like depression or anxiety. Even mild, well-managed, or non-debilitating conditions must now be declared. But here's where it gets dangerous. Every declaration is cross-referenced with your NHS medical file. If you tick no on the form, but your GP has recorded a related issue, even something minor, it can trigger a red flag, and the DVLA may immediately suspend your license without even speaking to you. It's a system built not on trust, but on suspicion. Under the new 2025 DVLA rules, GPs across the UK have been given new legal powers and new obligations. They are now expected to proactively report patients aged 70 or over to the DVLA if they believe any medical condition could impact their driving. That includes high blood pressure, minor strokes, chronic fatigue, osteoarthritis, prescription medication that may cause drowsiness, or even anxiety-related conditions like panic attacks. Think about that for a moment. Even if you've never had a crash, even if you've driven safely for 60 years, your private GP conversations can now result in an automatic suspension. And it doesn't stop there. Some elderly drivers have already reported that they were never notified by their GP or the DVLA, only to receive a letter days later saying their license was no longer valid. No explanation, no phone call, just revoked. This new system means that if you fail to renew your license before the expiry, even by a single day, you are now legally banned from driving. Let me repeat that. If your license expires on July 1 and you renew it on July 2, and you cannot legally drive until the DVLA approves your new license, and the DVLA has now removed all temporary extensions. Processing delays can last weeks, and during that time, your insurance is invalid. You can't drive. You can't even sit behind the wheel legally. Thousands of pensioners in rural areas are already suffering. Let's hear from those already impacted. Margaret, 78, from Cornwall. I missed 2 cardiology appointments because my license was suspended. My GP submitted a note about arthritis, and DVLA flagged it. I've never had a crash. I've been driving for 50 years, but suddenly I was told I was a risk. George, 81, from Kent. I declared my blood pressure meds. My insurer jacked up my premium from £650 to £1150 overnight. Not because I did anything wrong, but because I was honest. Irene, 74, from Cumbria. We live in a village. The bus comes twice a week. I need my car to get to the shop and see my sister. Now I live in fear one wrong tick, and I'm stranded. These aren't isolated stories. This is now happening across the UK. Since the DVLA announced these changes, multiple insurance companies have updated their risk profiles for older drivers. Now, any declared condition, no matter how minor, is used to justify higher premiums. Premiums for over 70s have jumped by 20–30% on average. Over 40% for some with common conditions. Complete refusals in a few extreme cases. Insurers are no longer assessing your driving record, they're assessing your NHS record. It's medical profiling, and it's pricing thousands off the road. Let's not forget the digital hurdle. Renewals are now primarily digital. Paper forms exist, but they are harder to find, slower to process, and often delayed by up to 6 weeks. Here's what that means. If you don't have internet access, you're left behind. If you submit paper, you may miss your renewal deadline. If you make a single mistake online, your application is rejected. One pensioner told us she was locked out of her DVLA account for entering her postcode incorrectly twice. It took 3 weeks to reset her access. Is this really how we treat our elderly? Let's be clear. This isn't just a technical issue. It's an emotional one. To lose the right to drive is to lose independence, freedom, dignity, a sense of identity. Many older people see driving as a symbol of self-worth. Now they live in fear of losing that every year. One former head teacher from Yorkshire said, "I've never felt so useless in my life. Not because I can't drive, but because the government assumes I can't." What if your license is suspended unfairly? Tough luck. There is no consistent appeals process. Many decisions are made by administrative staff with no personal knowledge of your situation. You can write to the DVLA. You can call them. But many pensioners report waiting weeks for a reply if they ever get one. Some have had to hire solicitors just to challenge a suspension triggered by a single line in a GP's note. This is not road safety. This is systemic discrimination. Let's confront the myth. Government officials claim this is about safety. But the Department for Transport's own data says otherwise. Drivers aged 70+ have lower crash rates per mile than drivers aged 18–25. Older drivers drive less, drive slower, and take fewer risks. They avoid night driving, avoid motorways, and stick to local routes. The truth? This policy isn't based on risk. It's based on ageism. Thank you for watching Pensioners Power. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with others. Stay informed, stay engaged, and we'll see you in the next video with more insights on the issues that affect the UK. Take care, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for all the latest updates.